This podcast is intended for adults 18 years and older. It contains explicit language and sexual situations. All thoughts and opinions expressed are of our own and not of those of any specific group, employer, or individual, and is not intended to take as professional advice.
Welcome to the Foreplay Podcast. Join the journey, experiences, and sexual adventures of two high school sweethearts navigating through the swinging lifestyle as millennials. Come along for the ride. Dare to play?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Foreplay Podcast. It's Bella.
This is Jase.
We're your hosts of the Foreplay Podcast. I feel like, do we ever need to start off with that?
I mean, it's been 120 episodes and we haven't, or something like that.
Do we need a new intro?
No, I like our intro.
Okay. Well, it's Bella.
This is Jase. Today's podcast is a sexy story time. From when?
It was from Bliss Cruise.
Yes, it was. And it was fun. And we're going to talk about it today. And so I think we should start where we always start, which is the lore. This story is a large orgy. And so there is a few different characters, there's a few different people that we need to give names to and describe, because they are the people that are going to be the most in this story. So why don't you start with the couple we've known the longest, and you tell the lore about how we met this couple.
So we don't go into specifics about looks and everything, just to protect people's privacy and all that. But this is what the first couple is, Carmen and Jasper, who we've had lots of experiences with before. And if you guys are frequent listeners, you've probably heard story times with Carmen and Jasper. So they are the first couple. We've known them the longest. And then another couple, we are naming them Jenny and Aaron. And Jenny and Aaron, we've known for about 3 years now.
Yeah, I think around. I don't remember the exact. It's been around 3 years.
Yeah, and then we have two other couples who are Bridget and Adam, and Demi and Brandon. Okay, so these are all of the people who play a bigger part in this story time. The names are so hard to remember whenever we're trying to give like different names to people. Okay,
I'll be 100% transparent with you guys right now. I have their real name written with their what's this name? Their alias name.
Parentheses.
So if you hear us stutter over names, it's because I'm trying to think of their name and then change it to their not name.
They're not named.
So anyway,
so we're at the pool party. This is earlier in the day, and I mean, it's about maybe like 1 or 2 o'clock. We were at this pool party for a really long time, and you and Aaron were talking for a while, and he like invited us to go to this orgy that they were planning on going on.
Well, how this actually happened was, so the couples, Bridget and Adam and Brandon and Demi, I had met the wives, and then I had also met Adam. I hadn't met Brandon at this point. I met them on day 2, and I was with Jasper, and I talked to the girls for a while and got to know them. I was really into both of them.
And I hadn't seen them at this point.
Yeah.
Jase and Jasper were gone for like a really long time. I was getting a little worried. I was like, where did they go? I actually thought, I had a feeling that you were putting down some not seeds. You were putting down some roots. No, what is the expression?
It's not that. I don't know what the expression is, but
I could tell. I feel like we had this telepathy thing going on. I was like, he's probably putting on moves to something. Like like, what is that? What is that called? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. But I don't know what it's called either.
Anyways, that's what I thought he was doing, and he was doing that.
Yeah, so I said at this point I was talking to Bridget and Demi more. Adam was kind of relaxing, and then Brandon wasn't there. He was taking a nap or something. I talked to them for a while, and then around 1 day later, there was a girl that was like twerking by the pool. And Bella was like, "Oh my God, that girl's so hot." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's Demi." I was like, "That's one of the 2 girls that I met." And so
and I was like, "Wow."
Yeah. So that happened. And then later that night, we went to a little it wasn't the main party. It was after the main party. We went up to. They had a place called. What was that place called? Where they
Dazzles.
had Dazzles.
It was like an after party after the main party, but it was just dancing. It wasn't like a sex after party. It was just moving the dance to a different venue at midnight.
And that night, I said I spent more time flirting with Demi and Bridget. I made out with Demi and Bridget. And we kind of talked to the whole group, the husbands, everything, got to know everybody a little bit better. And we actually were talking about trying to, at some point, all have an orgy together. But that night, we were actually going to a different orgy. So we couldn't do it that night. And so...
And this was the night that I was also flirting a lot with Adam. So we were with Bridget and Adam for a lot, I would say, of for an hour or something. We were with them for a while, and then I don't know where everybody else was, but we were specifically with that couple for a bit, and then after that was whenever you wanted to go talk to Demi more.
Yes.
And
Demi Moore.
and Demi and Bridget are really, really good friends.
Yeah.
So that's how we kind of thought, well, maybe we would all want to do something at some point.
Yes. So I had made out with Bridget, and then I went up to the front of the dance floor, and that's where you were, and kind of all of our other friends that we were actually going to the orgy with that night were. And then I saw Demi up there. I started dancing with Demi. I made out with Demi. And then if you guys have heard our highlights, a girl told me that if I had a soul to suck out, she would love to try, because I have redhead, and redheads don't have souls. That's what she said to me, and that was Demi that said that. And still to this day, it's one of the best lines that anyone has ever said to me, ever.
And Demi is so confident. Like, she has this, aura about her that is just hot confidence. It's it's rare that I meet people like Demi.
Yeah. And both of these girls are very flirty and very forward and very bantery type flirty, which I'm not as used to from girls. And both of them were super forward and super flirty, which I really enjoy.
Good at it.
Yeah. And
they're quick.
Yeah.
They could say they're so hot. They're so good
hot
at it. And I mean, their husbands are hot too, but I will say their husbands were a lot more shy compared to the girls. Yeah. Compared to their wives.
They're quieter. Yeah. Than the wives are. Not in some bad way. They're just more reserved to a sense. Once you talk to them, they're super friendly, but they're not both the girls really are just really forward.
Yeah, they're just very outgoing, and they're so fast to come up with things.
Yeah. And so
I saw that happen, and it was so hot. Because I knew Jase wanted to make out with Demi that night so bad. What night was this? Night 3 or something? I think it was night 4?
I think it was night 3, I believe.
Also, Demi, that same night, she was dancing. She was on the dance floor, and she did this thing, and she was shaking her ass and literally sat on one of our other friends' faces on the dance floor. It was like a show. It was awesome.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, but that's what I was saying. I saw that happen, and I could see you guys talking and flirting, and I was rooting for it to happen. I was on the side. Also, I was on the side waiting for Jase to finish making out with her and flirting with her, so then I could ask him if he wanted to come to a different orgy. So it's such a funny what is that called? It's such a funny thing. Yeah. Scenario. It's a really funny scenario, and that's what swinger life is, baby.
So now we're gonna jump back to Aaron and Jenny, right? So I was next to the pool next to Aaron.
And this is the next day.
Yeah, I think this is day 4, I believe. So Aaron was talking to me, and we were talking, asked him, if, have you guys made any connections with couples or anything like this? And then he said, yes, they were going to an orgy that night. And he was telling me, and he was like, what about us? And I was like, oh yeah, there was a couple different girls that we had, talked to, and their husbands, and we were just, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm friends with them. Both of them are coming to the orgy that we're going to tonight. He was like, why don't you guys just come to the orgy? And so at this point, though, me and Bella were going through not a dilemma, but a questioning things. And what I mean by that is, so he told me that there was going to be around 16 people at this orgy if we went. And he told us everyone who was going to be there. There would be me and you. There would be Ginny and Aaron, which we know them, very friends for a very long time. We never played with Ginny and Aaron.
And that's who he's talking to right now, is Aaron.
And then Brendan, Demi, Bridget, Adam, and then there was...
Carmen and Jasper.
And then like three or four other couples. It was really big. And so me and Bella, if you've heard our stories, normally we are the people who kind of orchestrate the orgies, and we will talk to people, and if we know someone else and someone else will be like, hey, we're into this couple, and you guys, if they were into it, would you guys want to have an orgy? Then we'll talk to the other couple, and just make sure that normally the orgies we go to, everyone is kind of with everybody.
Yeah, like everyone is usually interested in everyone else. And so we had our reservations about going to an orgy where we didn't know everybody and if we were going to feel uncomfortable.
And I asked him, because he had been to bigger orgies like this before, and I was like, what if we want to go, but we're not into everybody? Like, what if we're just into some people? What if the orgy is lasting long and, we want to leave? Like, what is the kind of etiquette in a bigger orgy like that? Because it's been 10 years, but we've never been to an orgy like that before.
We've been to a big orgy like this, but it's only been one time, and we didn't know anybody. So it's like different in the sense where it's like I didn't know if we were going to be attracted to anybody at that other orgy. This is like years and years ago. This was like a hotel orgy or play party. And so this one, because we've seen some of the people around the ship already, like I don't know if we've met them before. I don't know. It's just a different scenario in this sense. So we have been to an orgy, but it's only been one where we didn't know everyone. We actually didn't know anybody. But this time we knew like half of them. So we didn't know if it would be weird to play with some people but then not play with others, because like if we knew that we might not be like interested in them, that's where our reservations were. But Aaron said,
he's like, you guys can come. He's like, you don't have to do anything with anybody. You can just come and do your own thing. He's like, if you guys want to leave early and it's lasting long, you leave. Like, it's just, that's how orgies like this work. After he invited me to that, I went and I talked to Bella, and me and her sat and talked to the pool for a while and decided, okay, we want to go, but they said if we're not comfortable or whatever, we'll just leave. And that's how we like to approach situations like this that are new, where we're open to trying it, but if it's something we don't like, we'll just remove ourselves from the situation, and no harm, no foul, because we made the decision together that we're trying something. And I said, if we end up not liking that aspect of it, okay, no problem. We made a decision. We'll leave together. We'll do it together. So we decided we're going to go.
And we knew Carmen and Jasper were going to be there, and we knew Jenny and Aaron were going to be there. And we're already really close with them. So already I had a feeling I was going to feel at least comfortable enough to be there because they were there. And we were planning on getting to the room together with Carmen and Jasper.
That made me feel more comfortable too. Going to the orgy, because they knew some of the people, they knew the people whose room it was.
Yeah.
And we didn't know the people whose room it was.
We had met them, but we weren't friends.
Yeah,
friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so me and Bella go to dinner, and we just got dinner at the buffet because we went early, and it was 8 p.m. orgy.
I was going to say, this was awesome because we have never really went to a play party that was scheduled, and that was something that we didn't know if we were gonna like either, because typically when we play, it's more like end of the night kind of thing after we all flirt on the dance floor, and then like organically it moves to someone's room, or well, we don't really play in playrooms anymore, but usually it moves to someone's room after that. So this was the first time that we were going to a planned, scheduled play party, and I had reservations about that because I'm like, what if I don't feel like in the mood to have sex at 8:00 on Wednesday? Like how will I know how that feels, and is it going to be awkward, or is it going to be exciting knowing that we have something planned?
Or you're going to go in and people are already playing and then it's weird, or people not, like how does it start? And so
what time do people get there?
It was very interesting to be, after 10 years in the lifestyle, to be in such a new situation. in so many different
environment.
aspects, right? So not even just the big orgy, but like I said, the plan thing, 8:00 before the party even starts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've never done that before. And so we were at dinner, just at the buffet. We actually saw Bridget and Adam at the buffet, and we're like, hey, you guys are going to an orgy tonight at 8, right? We're going to be there too. They're like, no way, that's so fun. And so we get ready for the orgy. What did you wear to the orgy?
I think I wore like a t-shirt or something.
Yeah.
Like
I also wore like a pair of t-shirt and like shorts. Like, I didn't wear anything.
I mean, I was planning on just. Well, I wanted something that was easy to take off.
Yeah.
I think I wore like a skirt and a top.
Yeah.
Like nothing like fancy or anything. I
Yeah.
didn't wear lingerie.
Yeah. I actually was wearing like a little button-up shirt with a pair of shorts that weren't like athletic
Yeah.
shorts, but I was like, I don't know what you wear to a. I'm normally just in my theme outfit and then we go.
Yeah.
So I didn't
and
know.
then Carmen and Jasper met us at our room first.
Yeah.
So then we had like our bag with all of our toys, like whatever we needed to bring, our sex toy bag, and then we went to the room together.
Yeah. So we get to their room and everyone's there. I think there was one other couple that hadn't got there yet.
And we got there on time, too.
right at
Like
8.
Everybody was like
Yeah.
already there. Like technically, I guess we were later than everyone else, but we got there at like 8:03 because
Yeah.
we didn't want to be like. Well, first of all, we didn't want to be the very first ones at a room that we didn't know the host. So we were like, well, maybe we shouldn't get there right at 8:00 or right, because usually we were like early people. We'll get there 5-10 minutes before. But in this situation, we were like, I don't know about that. So let's get there at like 8:05 at the latest.
Yeah. So we get to the room. It's a massive room. So
Yeah.
they have a huge bed, and then they have another little section of like other beds, and they had like there was bunk beds in that room off to the side, and they had like taken the mattresses off of those bunk beds and put them on the floor. So there was more areas to play. They had really nice like lighting in that room. There was a bunch of up lights, and so it
And
had like,
Jenny and Aaron, if you've seen any of our mini vlogs or our vlogs on YouTube before, they decorate their room really cool, and they have black lights, and they put up all these tapestries that will glow under the black light, and they helped the host decorate their room. So they had some stuff, and so they got there early to decorate it like that. So if you want an idea of kind of what it looks like, you can go on our YouTube channel or our mini vlogs for one of the Bliss Cruises, and we usually have one of the videos will have it shown.
yeah.
Not the host specific room,
Yeah.
but Jenny and Aaron's room.
I think if you watch the mini vlog or the normal vlog from Bliss November on the glow night, that we went to their room, and I think
Yeah,
it's in
that for
video.
sure. I remember we went to their room.
So anyway, we get there, and I'm like, how is this going to start? What's going on? And some of the people that were there, like I said, we had already met the host at one point, but we weren't like friends with him. There was a couple other couples there that I had seen before, or we had like semi-talked to, but like you just kind of introduced yourself to people and said hello, and it felt like just a normal conversation. And I was kind of like, I don't know how this starts. Like, I'm really curious about it. And
everyone
so-
still had their clothes on at this point. It was just normal mingling.
Yeah.
Just a lot of people in a room mingling. And I will say most people were dressed cute. Like, I wouldn't say people were dressed casual. I
Yeah.
think we were dressed a lot more casual. I think Carmen and Jasper came in their robes.
yeah, which they always do that.
They don't always do that.
No, for play,
for
for
play,
play, they always
yeah,
come
yeah.
in their robes so they can easily disrobe. But then, so this is how things got started, which was shocking to me.
This is shocking to me too.
This podcast is brought to you by us, Bella and Jase. If you're going on a vacation, or maybe you have a gift that you want to give your other lifestyle friends and you're looking for lifestyle clothing, we have the best apparel on the market for you. We have not only clothing, bikinis, swimsuits, we have backpacks, tumblers, cups, anything that you can name, we probably have it. You can find that at foreplay.com/shop.
Let's say you're at a party, you're going on vacation, things are moving a little bit slow. Maybe you want some conversation to flow. Maybe you want to move stuff towards play. Well, we have the perfect game for you. It's called Foreplay the Game. It is a digital and physical lifestyle icebreaker game, and you can find out all about it at foreplay.com/games. That's number 4, OURPLAY.com/games.
If you don't have a lifestyle vacation planned, a resort or a cruise planned, why not You can join us. You can find that at foreplay.com/playcation. We have not only information about the events and trips that will be on this year, but also other options for you as well. And it doesn't cost any extra for you to book through our links, but helps us a lot, helps us continue to be able to make this type of content for you. Now back to the show.
So, Bridget...
It's not shocking to everyone else, but it's shocking to us.
Yes.
Knowing who the kind of people we are.
Yes. Bridget comes over to me. And Bridget sits down, and me and Bridget are sitting down.
But at this point, we've been talking with Bridget and Adam for a while. Like, we're just, like, hanging out, talking with them.
10 minutes or so?
Yeah, I guess it's not really a while.
Not
Maybe
not
10
that
minutes,
long.
yeah.
Maybe 10 minutes. So me and Bridget sit down, and Bridget starts...
On a bed.
Yeah, and she starts just kind of talking to me, and she, like, actually spills a tiny bit of her drink on her thigh. And she goes, "Oh, I spilled my drink. Can you get that for me?" And so, like, I licked it off of her thigh. And then she goes, "Oh, no, here." And then she just kept moving her finger up until it was, like, on her panties. And I did that. I just kept licking up her leg. And then she starts making out with me. Or I guess we start making out together. And then she, like, starts taking her dress off. And then someone else starts taking their clothes off.
No,
and then...
you guys were, like, the only ones. That's the crazy thing, is because Jase and I are not exhibitionist people. So seeing that you guys kind of were the ones getting it started, it was surprising to me.
Well, she told me, she was like along the lines of,
someone's got to get it started.
Oh, yeah, we should do this. I'm like, no one's doing anything. I was like, everyone's on their clothes. She's like, so someone has to start it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Bridget, I don't know. She's like, yeah, we just started. And, like, that's how the orgy got started. And me and her started making out. She started taking her dress off. And then some other guy took his shirt off. And then people started getting naked.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
That's literally how it happened. And everyone just started getting naked. And then I go down on Bridget for a while. And then, because you were going to go be with Adam, but then Adam went to someone else's wife.
Yeah.
So then it was like me, you, and Bridget in a threesome situation for probably around 15 minutes. I ate her out. She gave me a blowjob. Me and you ate Bridget out together until she came.
Yeah, that was really hot. I remember I was eating her out by myself, and then I had you come over. And then we started eating her out together.
Yeah, I was like making out with her and playing with her boobs while you were eating her out. And then that's when I went over, started eating her out with you, which is always fun to do. And I feel like we actually haven't eaten a girl out together in a while. I don't know why. We haven't done it like together. Like, it always happens individually, but I don't know the last time we did it together.
I feel like we've done it with other people together, with another person, but not us together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was really fun. And we did that. And then I started fucking Bridget. Missionary. I fucked her doggy. She was
making
eating
out
you
with her while you were doing
and then
that.
at some point she ate you out while I was fucking her. So I was fucking Bridget, and she was on the bed. And the height of this bed and where she was angled, I was up in almost a calf raise on one of my calves while I fucked her for a long time. And it didn't, in the moment, adrenaline must have been rushing, and so I didn't really realize it. The next day, my calf was so cramped. I was like having trouble walking, but like adrenaline must have just kept me going. But I fucked her doggy for a while she ate you out. I went over afterwards, me and you made out. It was just a lot of
things happening.
Sexiness going on.
I left you at some point, and I went over to Carmen and Jasper, because Carmen and Jasper were a little bit on the side, and they were together, and she was riding him, and they were on the floor. Mm-hmm. And so then I went over, and she had her toy, or her magic wand, and she was using it, and then I walked over to him, because he was laying down, and she was cowgirl on top of him. And I was like, "Can I sit?" And so then, and he was like, "Yes, please." And so then I sat on his face, and then me and Carmen were making out. Is that an Eiffel Tower? Or is it only Eiffel Tower if you high five?
It's Eiffel Tower if you high five, but I think an Eiffel Tower is specifically a girl getting spit roasted and the guy's high five.
Why?
I mean, I don't know. There's probably just a different name. It's probably just a different name for it. I'm not saying that's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, every sex position generally has. I'm sure there's some crazy name for that.
Okay, let's look it up. So two girls one guy Eiffel Tower name.
Yeah, what would that be called?
All right, Urban Dictionary.
Is there another structure like that?
This one says, if two guys, one girl is called Eiffel Tower, what do two girls, one guy called besides Lucky? London Bridge.
A London Bridge. There you have it. So you
Two guys, one girl. Wait, two guys, one girl is called Devil's Threesome. I don't think so.
I like London Bridge. If an Eiffel Tower is two guys and one girl, why can't a London Bridge be one guy and two girls? I like a London Bridge because it also makes that connection.
It does. Okay.
Okay, so there you have it. If that's wrong, I don't care. I'm going to call it that. A London Bridge is fucking awesome.
That was literally, there's like not that many upvotes on that. This was posted 6 years ago on Reddit. I should upvote it right now. Let me see. Let me see how many. It has 7 upvotes.
So I will say this is probably not the correct term.
We're calling it that.
But two girls, one guy, Eiffel Tower, London Bridge.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So we
you
were
guys are
London
bridging.
bridging Jasper, and and then I like Spider-Man made out with him like after I sat on his face, which that's really hot. We were like making out upside down while he was like still getting fucked by his wife. That's really hot.
Yeah. So I saw you guys over there. I was sitting on the edge of the bed, just kind of taking a breather, honestly. Relief, or, it's a little bit of relief for my calf, just sitting there chilling for a minute. I see that Demi is on the floor next to me. So I'm on the bed and she's on the floor next to me and she's getting fucked. And I was sitting there for a second and then Bridget came over and started sucking my dick again. And Bridget just so hot. Bridget is so good at sucking dick and sucked my dick for a while. It was great. And then she stopped. And then also at the same time, Demi and whoever she was with stopped playing. And so I was still just sitting there for a minute. And then Bridget went over and started like playing with Demi, like eating Demi out. I was like, okay, well, I'll just go help her. And so I went to Demi and started eating her out almost for a second with Bridget. But as soon as I did that, Bridget was like, ooh, because they're just really good friends, right? And so she was like, oh, okay. And then Bridget just left me with Demi. And so Demi's on her back and I'm eating her out. And then she takes her legs and like hooks them around my neck and then pulls me into her pussy with her legs. Does that make sense?
Yes. I know I didn't say anything because I'm imagining it and it's hot.
Yeah. So
Bridget and Demi are like sex goddesses.
Yeah.
They're just so sexy and they're so
and their sexual
confident
skill levels
about it. Yeah.
Like the blowjobs that these women give, crazy.
We've heard many things about
both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From other people, from other guys.
Yeah. It's just crazy. So I eat Demi out for a while and then she's like, oh, should I return the favor? Gives me an incredible blowjob. And then I'm like, oh, I want to fuck you.
You should describe like what she was doing. I'm sure the listeners want to know the differences of an incredible
Bridget
blowjob versus
and Demi give head similarly. I heard that since they're best friends, they've like taught each other how to suck dick. I don't know if that's true, but I swear that's what Aaron told me. And they do suck dick very similarly, and it's really fucking good. And it's like how you suck dick. It's a lot of hands with head going up and down and like cupping your balls and just so much going on down there. And it just feels so good.
So the works.
The
is
works.
What you're saying. The works with wetness.
It's
Lots
wet.
Of wet.
It's slurpy. It's
eye contact. Did she do eye contact?
Some eye contact and back to the dick and then eye contact and then the hand up and down with the head and the twisting and the God, I felt like a bop it. Just twist it. Move it. It's fucking awesome. So after that incredible experience, I'll have to do it again so you can watch. And so after that, I was like, I want to fuck you. And so she bends over doggy and I fuck her doggy for a while. So sexy. And then when we stop, she gets up, she goes to the restroom. I'm taking a breather as well. And then where were you at that point?
I didn't see you with Demi at all. And I don't know how that happened. Because I I know I was with Carmen and Jasper for a while, but Jasper didn't fuck me. Also during this time, I was talking to the host as well. So we were just chilling, talking. And I guess you were over there with Demi.
Yeah. So I have a funny story.
I didn't see you with Bridget by yourself either. Once I left,
that's because you were over with Jasper and Carmen.
Okay, yeah.
But what's really funny, so Jasper was close to us because you guys were on the ground over there, and you must have just been into what you were doing. So on the last night of the cruise, and I had told Jasper the soul-sucking comment this girl had made, and so he knew I was really into her. He knew about both of them. He knew I was into both of them, but he knew the soul-sucking comment, right? So on the last night of the cruise, we had dinner with everybody that kind of like was in our bigger group, and we were going around saying, what was your favorite memory from the cruise? And he goes, my favorite memory is seeing Jase gets his soul sucked out by Demi.
I forgot he said that. That's so funny.
And then he's like, I also enjoyed this. But it made me laugh. So he must have been looking over, seeing us while you guys were also still all together. Because you guys were probably 5 to 8 feet away from us, all on the ground. Yeah. But I'm not going to lie. Also, I remember seeing you guys together, but when I was fucking Demi, I don't remember seeing you either. So, I was really locked in.
I guess I was also locked in.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that, I was fucking Adam. I went back over to the bed and Bridget was over there. And Adam was also over there. So I asked Adam if he'd fuck me. And he said yes. So then we started fucking. We did all the different positions. Missionary, doggy, making out, all of the things. And Bridget was next to me. So Bridget and me were laying on our backs getting fucked missionary. So I was getting fucked by her husband. And then Bridget was with Aaron. So Aaron was fucking Bridget, and me and Aaron were like locking eyes. I don't know where you were at this point. Were you still with Demi?
No, you can do it. You can say it, and I'll say what happened next for me.
And then me and Bridget were making out while we were getting fucked, and there was this part where Aaron, I don't know if he had just entered her. Is that a funny way to say that? He just went into her, and then she goes, "Hello, Aaron." And that just made me laugh. I just thought it was cute and wholesome and funny.
So where I was at this point is I was taking a break after getting my soul sucked, and then I saw.
Had you fucked her at this point?
Yeah, I had fucked her, and I was just sitting once again, taking a breather. And then I saw Ginny over on a bed across the way, just by herself. I've always been into Ginny. We've just never played. Like, there's never been a reason. It's just never happened.
Yeah, it just never worked out.
And I go over to Ginny, and I start making out with Ginny. And then I start going down on Ginny, and she's like, hey, I just came, so just be gentle. So I eat Ginny out for a while until Ginny comes, and then I was like, I want to fuck you, and she's like, yeah. So I walk over because my condom bag is across the room. So I do the march across the room, and this is a big room, to go get a condom, come back, and then Ginny sucks my dick, and then me and Ginny fuck missionary for a while, and then I took a break, and I was like, I just need a break. I was like, I'm so tired from all of the fucking that I just need to sit for another minute. So me and Ginny just kind of sit there and are hanging out. And then I believe that you had just fucked Aaron because you guys came over to us. So you must have been doing that.
I was fucking Adam, and then that's when and Aaron was with his wife. Okay, so then after I said to oh my God, the names are so hard.
Yeah.
And then I say
Aaron.
To Aaron.
It's because it's not the real name.
I know. And then I say
so
to
many
Aaron,
names.
If he'll fuck me. And he said yes. So then we go over closer to where you and Jenny are. I don't think, were you guys, I can't remember if you guys were fucking at this point, but I was fucking Aaron and he was fucking me missionary. But we didn't do it for that long because this was after he just fucked the living shit out of Bridget. So he was like, okay, I gotta take a break.
See, that's what me and Judy did.
Yeah.
We all did the same thing.
I look over, and then Jenny's laying down, getting fucked by a strap-on by Carmen.
Oh yeah,
So
that
then-
was after we sat for a second.
Okay, yeah. So I, like, because they're behind me, right? And then this is after Aaron just fucked me. So then I look over and I'm like, oh. And then so I go and I get my vibrator. And then Carmen's fucking Jenny with a strap on. And I'm using my vibrator on Jenny. And Jenny comes so hard. And this part is so funny. So she finishes and she's like convulsing and everything. And so then I take it off. And then she goes, take it away. She uses her hand and she does kind of like a swaying motion and like not in a prima donna way. It was just like a, oh my gosh, like that was like so overwhelming. I've been told that my vibrator is like an industrial vibrator. I'm telling you, this thing is just from Amazon, and we'll link it in the show notes, but it's not that small. I would say it's like, 7 inches? It's definitely, oh my God, it's way smaller than Carmen's Hitachi magic wand that she brings with her and I swear it like works even better. It is awesome and everybody loves it. So, and it's cute. It's pink.
We have two of them now because we always like, well, now there's only one at a time. We need to bring 2 of these puppies. And so we got a second one.
Where is that one?
It's in the same bag.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Oh, good. Don't forget to bring the chargers, guys. Anyways, so yeah.
After everything stopped, you were laying next to me, and we were kind of looking out at the sea of orgy, and you start sucking my dick, and you're like, do you want me to make you come? And I was like, it's like 9 p.m. I was like, the night's still young. I was like, should you not make me come just to see what happens tonight? And you're like, yeah. And then, and then me and you make out, and then things are still kind of going on all around us. And we check the time, it's 9 o'clock, and we're like, well, we're kind of tired. People are still fucking.
I don't know where you were. Maybe this was when because I went over with Carmen and Jasper again for a little bit. And so Demi's getting fucked by somebody else. And well, she's getting fucked doggy by this guy. And then I go over to her. She's so hot. And then I asked if she likes being choked. And she said yes. And I asked if she wanted me to. She said yes. So then she's getting fucked by another husband. I'm choking her and like pulling her hair back while she's getting fucked. And it was so hot. Did you see that? Were you there? Mm-mm. No, you weren't there.
So I don't know. That could have been when I was with Jenny? I honestly don't know the exact timeline. So much was going on that some of it could have been out of order of when it happened, but you told me about it later.
All of it was hot. That was such a fun experience. It was such a fun orgy. And and going into, like I said, even 10 years in, we're still learning things, still learning and experiencing new things, trying out new play types, I guess you could say, and it's just an ongoing journey, and
it was an awesome experience.
Yeah, I think our thing is like be open to things and just know that in the lifestyle it's always okay to leave if you don't feel comfortable. Like if you're around good people, like they're not going to make you feel bad about it. But
and it was never uncomfortable or awkward, and I was like, are people going to come up to you that don't really like, that you're not really close to, and like approach you to try to play? And I was like, how does stuff like that work? But I feel like in these situations, people pretty much, at least in this specific situation, people pretty much played to the people they knew or that they had been talking to. It wasn't like, I never went over to talk to anyone, or no one ever came over to talk to me whenever all the fucking was going on that I wasn't already in like contact with or had that flirtiness with before.
Yeah, it seemed like people definitely knew how to read the room.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we were just in a good
group.
Yeah, but
it was an awesome experience. Me and you left around 9 o'clock.
And we were the first ones to leave.
Yeah.
And we just kind of snuck away. People were still fucking. And
the people that weren't fucking, you hugged them and said bye or whatever. It was not uncomfortable. There was no awkwardness. It was super easy. And then we went back to our room and got ready for the nighttime party. And then you still have the whole nighttime after that you can go and party or dance. You can eat and go to bed early. You can do whatever you want. The night is so young, and you've already had this really fun, amazing play session, and then you can do whatever you want with the rest of the night. And so at 8 p.m., it is perfect because you can already have dinner before then.
Yeah.
At 8 p.m., like orgy or play session is really fun, because sometimes I do love whenever we flirt and it turns into that, but sometimes you go to bed at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, right?
Most of the time.
Yeah.
At least for
So like
us.
with something like this, I guess if you found another couple or you found more flirtiness, like you could still play again that night if you wanted to, but also at the same time, if you go to the party and then it's 12:30, 1 o'clock, you're like, I'm getting tired. It's like you've already had this really fun play session, and then you end up going to bed even earlier. It's just really, it was cool.
The only other time that we had planned a play session was like it was on a Temptation Cruise maybe, but we planned it for the last night during the day. And what had my reservations about this one was we ended up like I didn't feel like playing anymore during that time. I was like, okay, well, this is coming up, and now it's like the day of, and it's going to be 3 o'clock on the last day. I don't really feel like it. And so that's where my reservations were with this, where it's like, I don't know, like, am I going to want to go, like, and play at like 8 o'clock, like having it scheduled like that? But it ended up working out. And maybe it definitely works out more knowing that there are a lot of couples that were interested there that we like hadn't played with before.
And
So
the environment also helps.
Well, we didn't know what the environment was.
No, but
gonna
once we
be.
got there, I'm saying that like, so if you were having one and you were like the one who was gonna host it, right? I feel like
Yeah.
if you had your room with the sexy music playing, you have the lights. I feel like I also felt that same way, but I got into that mood pretty quickly, being in that like sexy environment.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So like if you're
Kinda
hosting it,
puts
I think you could set that sexy environment.
I don't know how many people are hosting like that many people though. Because
Yeah.
if you're hosting that would be even more pressure for me personally, knowing that like, okay, like people are gonna come to my room at this time.
But you know what? I forgot that we did this, but we actually went to a scheduled playtest, or it wasn't scheduled, but on our first Bliss Cruise ever, the couple that we had been flirting with, the only one we hadn't made friends with that many people, and we saw them in the hot tub at like 5 o'clock, and they're like, "Do you guys want to come to our room at 6:30?"
Yeah, but that was like an hour after. So
Yeah,
like I don't know if it's
but
because it was like the day of. Because I mean that's not really scheduling it. That's like knowing like, hey, like we want to play, like come meet
I
us
guess
in an
that's true.
hour. That's like
I guess
completely different
that's
than like
true.
come to the
Okay,
schedule.
ignore that.
Yeah. I appreciate the
But
thought though.
but it's not like we had been super flirty with him during the daytime of that, is what I'm saying. It's not like we've been dancing with him and doing all that and then went straight back to our room. It was still that gap in between where it's like we've been hanging out in the hot tub just talking, and then they invited us back. But it's
yeah,
not like
I still think that that's like quite a bit different.
it's different, but it's also different than just the flirtiness and going straight to a room.
right, like it not being like
So it
as
still
organic,
was
yeah.
some sort of thing where it's like you're not just in that exact mood at that time, then go. You're still
Yeah.
going and then getting into that mood somewhat, even though you were already in that headspace. So it's kind of similar but different. But
8
anyway,
o'clock though. 8 o'clock is a fantastic time for a scheduled play session.
and they had told us, Ginny and Aaron had told us that they do these 8 p.m. orgies, and I was like, that just seems like kind of odd to me. Like, what a weird time. Like,
Yeah.
it's like it's always they'll show up to the party late. They'll be like, oh yeah, we're in an orgy, and I was always like, huh. Like, you just go to dinner, then have an orgy, and then come to the party? I was like, it just seems like an interesting time. It's not.
Yeah,
It's
no, it's
fucking
great,
awesome.
yeah.
It's really good.
Highly recommend.
I'm not saying it's my preferred thing. I like that organicness of the flirting and going and, like, it turning into that. But sometimes,
when it works out,
when it works out.
and you know that there's people there that because honestly, if we hadn't gone to that orgy, I don't think we would have ended up playing with the other two couples.
no, they were hot commodities. They
They
were
were
always busy.
They were
had
always scheduled
They had
to go
so
somewhere.
many scheduled play sessions. It was crazy.
I felt honored
I know.
that we got in.
I know. So I was like, whew, good thing. But no, it was such a fun experience. And so I think like the biggest takeaway is to me that, well, not the biggest takeaway, but one of the takeaways anyway is whenever there's that thing in the lifestyle that you're like, it sounds really fun, but maybe it's new, maybe it's a little bit different. I think if you have the open and honest conversation beforehand and know that like we're trying this, we don't know if we're going to like it, but we're doing it together. If we don't, we'll leave the situation, and that's okay. That it's okay to go ahead and take those steps and try those things, because now I'm open to that situation. Like if I got invited to another one, I don't know everybody, I would gladly go.
Yeah.
But there's been other situations in lifestyle. Like one
I
time,
feel like when we say situation, it sounds bad. We're not saying situation in a bad way. It's more like a opportunity.
Sure.
Or
Opportunities,
okay, yeah.
probably a better word.
Yeah.
I don't mean situation in a negative sense, but I understand what you're saying. But I remember one time we had opportunity to go to this big room at a Colette with a couple, and we did. And then
Yeah.
I felt like I was being watched because there was all these windows, and I felt really uncomfortable. And we left that, and it was okay, right? Because I knew that I'm like, hey, now I know I don't like this.
Yeah.
And so even though that one turned out bad, it's still okay because I learned this isn't the situation I want to be in, but I'm glad I tried it because I learned from that and I learned something I didn't like. Where this is the opposite. We didn't know if we'd like this. We went in, we loved it, and then we leave and we're great. Now this is something else that we would do again. And so I guess that's besides just how fun the story was, it was cool to be in a new in place because it is interesting to be in this lifestyle for so long and like you feel like you've experienced so many things to be in a completely new environment. And I loved being in that and enjoying it. And so overall, a really fun experience, really sexy experience, super fun to play with people that you'd known for so long and never played with, plus play with the people that you'd already played with, plus play with new people that you're interested in that like it's just a really fun night.
Yeah, it was hot. It was very sexy, and I would do it again.
Yeah. You too.
Good thing we have an opportunity coming up. We're going on another Bliss Cruise in
We
a
have
month.
we have some of the same people there.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is the story time. And we'll go ahead and jump into Belle and Jase's
Weekly obsessions.
You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. My
I like how you just started
weekly
going.
my weekly obsessions. Okay, so my first one is. Oh, actually, this is kind of a funny little story, too. We were at Walmart after we went on a little date night together, Jase and me. Then we went to Walmart to get some snacks. Usually I like to go
I think we did an ice cream sandwich.
Yeah, it was ice
probably.
cream sandwiches and gummies. I usually like to get
Gummies.
candy because we'll go out to eat one time a week for our, like, cheat meal. And then we'll get a dessert. Usually we'll go to Panera and get the kitchen sink cookie, which is also very yummy. That I guess I can add that into my weekly obsessions as well.
Okay.
But yeah, the kitchen sink cookie at Panera, and you'll get this because we have I don't know if they do it all the time, but we have Sip Club, so then it's like a membership there, so we can get like unlimited drinks, like fountain drinks and teas. And then whenever you check out, sometimes they'll be like, "Hey, here's a $2 reward that you have to redeem now."
In
so
10
they
seconds.
get 10 seconds, so they really get you. So we were like, oh, let's try it. And then we got a cookie, and it's so good, but you do have to put it in the microwave.
Which they have at Panera.
Yeah, they
Panera
do,
has
yeah.
microwaves.
Do not get the kitchen sink. Honestly, don't get anything at Panera unless you put it in the microwave because it's pretty dry.
Well, desserts.
Yeah,
the
dessert.
sandwiches and stuff are great.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say they're great, but they're pretty good.
Oh, they're really good.
They're pretty good.
I like them.
The broccoli cheddar soup in the bread bowl. Fuck yeah. But anyway, so put the cookie in the microwave that they have there for about 20 seconds, and it's so delicious. Anyway, so we go to Walmart. I'm looking for my candy and other dessert stuff, and then we stop by the Squishmallows because I'm looking for a tiny Alpha Ball like keychain Squishmallow. Jase found a Glinda one for me, and it was only $1. So I was like, oh, let's go look and see because it might be $1. We go into this huge basket. What is that called? Like a display?
Like a bin?
Yeah, a bin of all of these Squishmallows, and I do find the Alpha Ball one, and I'm getting it price checked, and it was still $6, which I know isn't a lot, but I don't need any more Squishmallow. I really don't need them, but I can't pass up a good deal. So if it's a $1, that's a tip too. So if you know that you want something, you have to say, okay, I'm willing to spend this much on this, and if it's more than that, then you don't get it. So I'm spending $1 on that Alphabet keychain. Maybe $3. Okay, yeah, I'll spend maybe $5. If I find it for under $5, I'm gonna get it because I need it to be friends with Glinda. I only have one. Okay, so we're in this bin area, and I'm like deep diving headfirst into this bin of Squishmallows because I see the like Jase finds Teddy Ursa and Clefairy.
Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon. Squishmallows, and then he was like, "Why don't you just see how much it costs?" I was like, "It's probably gonna be like $25. I don't want to spend $25 on Squishmallows. I don't need these Squishmallows." And he was like, "Just go check." So then I find the person, and then he does the price check for me, and I thought it was $14.97, but it was actually $4.97. So at that point, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta look for more of these. So then I'm like head first, deep diving, trying to find as many Pokemon Squishmallows as I can because they're only $5 and they're big. They're the 10-inch ones and they are so fluffy that this is my weekly obsession, by the way, are my Pokemon Squishmallows. But while we were doing this, one of the security police officers, like, so he was like around the Walmart kind of roaming around, and I saw him like a couple times and I was like, I don't know, is this like a bad area to be over here? I don't know why he keeps coming over here. And then he comes over like while I'm like head deep into the bin of Squishmallow. He's like, are you guys on social media? Do you guys make social media content? And then we were like, yeah, we do. And so he follows our foreplay stuff.
Yeah,
and
we talked to him for a while.
And he was
It
so nice.
It was really fun. And then, so you ended up buying two different Pokemon Squishmallows, and then I was like, well, they're all on sale. Do you want to go to another Walmart that's closer to our house and see if they have more? We found a third one.
Yeah, I found Fuecoco at the other one. And then we went home in Oklahoma to visit some family. And then Jase and his mom went, and then he surprised me. And they went, yeah, 2 different times. They went to other Walmarts, and then he found a Pikachu one and a Piplup one, and they were all only $5 each. Are you joking? So I'm surrounded by all of these fun Pokemon Squishmallows, and they're so cute and soft and big.
So you got 5 of them for $25, which I feel like is a pretty good deal.
Yeah. So I'll use those as my 2 obsessions: is the Pokemon Squishmallows and the kitchen sink cookie at Panera Bread. What's yours?
So I have 2. One is a song called "Crazy Stupid Love" by Imi. E-I-M-I. That's how you spells it. I don't know if it's pronounced Emmy, but M-A. But I really like this song. It's just fun. It's poppy, and I heard it maybe on TikTok or something, and then I listened to the whole song, and I really, really do enjoy it. So that is one. And then my other one is whenever we were in Oklahoma visiting family, Bella went with her mom to go do something, and so me and my mom were just sitting at home, and we have a movie pass. I was like, we should go to the movies. And so there was a movie called Locked. It was the only thing on at that time. And I didn't know, I'd seen a trailer for it, and it's Bill Skarsgård. I was like, it looks okay. And so we went, and I really enjoyed it. And it was just really good. It's basically, in the trailer you see this, a guy tries to break into a car and then gets locked in it. And it's basically him in the car and somebody talking to him that is in this car. And that doesn't
Is it a heist? Like, is he stealing it? Like, is he a bad guy, or is he, like, trying to get out?
He's, like, a criminal, and then somebody owns this car, locks him in to, like, punish him, essentially. And then it's an hour and a half of this ongoing situation. And that, like...
Is the car moving?
I'm not going to say anything else.
Okay.
But that's, like, the premise. You learn that in the first, like, 5 to 7 minutes of the movie, so it didn't give anything away. It's a really good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I will watch it again with Bella if she wants to watch it, because it was really good. And so that was my 2 week obsessions. That was the story time and the lore and all the fun stuff. And I love that I learned the term London Bridge, even if it's not true. I like it. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. We had so much fun recording it, and we'll go ahead and hit you guys the outro.
Bye.
If you'd like to support the show, you can leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening to our podcast. All our information will be listed in the show notes below and on our website, fourplay.com. That's number 4, OURPLAY.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we make videos and vlogs about the swinging lifestyle. Head to fourplay.com/YouTube to watch and subscribe. We have the ultimate adult party game for the sexually inclined called Foreplay the Game that's both digital and physical. It's perfect for breaking the ice and spicing up any party. You can find more information at foreplay.com/games. We also have the best swinger lifestyle, kinky, and adult humor clothing and accessories that you can find at foreplay.com/shop. If you're looking to plan a lifestyle destination, booking through our links at foreplay.com/travel really helps support the show and helps us be able to continue to create this type of content for you. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and more. You can find all our current social media accounts at foreplay.com/socials, and I have an OnlyFans, which you can find at onlyfans.com/BellaLunaVIP. We also have a Facebook group and Discord community and would love for you to join us. You can find the direct links in the show notes below.
Lastly, we're on SDC and Cassidy at Foreplay, and you can get a free full membership trial by using our link. You can email us at hello@foreplay.com with any questions or comments, or head to foreplay.com/ask. Again, all our information will be listed in the show notes below, and we thank you so much for listening to our podcast. See you in the next one. Bye!